gosh, my extensions are holding on for dear life. Let me show you, they are so grown out. That's the bond, and then that's how much my hair has grown. I'm due for a hair appointment, but you know what? I just don't have the time at all. That's gonna be the running theme of this video, I swear. I'm gonna try to keep it positive because I don't want to just be this rain cloud complaining, but life has not been easy lately. But today I just wanted to do a little life update. Oh, this is why I need to get them redone. Okay, let's let that dry and let's go feed our baby. Yay! It's Sezzy and the Vomitron. I'm really cutting it fine. I think I'm biting off more than I can chew right now. I have an appointment I have to leave in half an hour, and I want to cook 3 things. I want to cook 1 for dinner tonight, 1 to prep for next week, like freeze it, and then I want to cook lunch for now because I haven't eaten and I'm starving. Earlier this morning, I jumped onto my Instagram and I asked you guys to ask me a bunch of questions because I feel like it's been a while since I did like a life update catch-up kind of video. So I thought while I cook potentially these 3 recipes, if I can get it done in half an hour, I will just answer the questions that are most common. I've really bitten off more than I can chew. How am I going to do 3 recipes and play with you at the same time? Okay, recipe number 1. I feel like lunch. What's the most important? What should I start with? Why am I being like this? We'll do the pie. Question number 1. What? Whoa. Wow. What do you do when 2 or all 3 of your kids are crying at the same time? I'm a new mum of 2. Congratulations, new mummy of 2. First of all, if it's a good day, I try to go outside, whether it's like just in the backyard or the front yard. I feel like that majorly helps reset everyone's emotions and like recalibrate. Obviously, I try to do like the deep breaths and all that kind of stuff, but honestly, I think just communicating and talking to them, and it's so hard when everyone is screaming and you have a baby screaming and a toddler going off. It's so hard that you yourself have to kind of set the tone of the room. I try my best to just be super calm, take it easy, talk slow, talk soft, even though in my head, I'm like, everybody shut up. Get outside, talk slow, be calm. Oh, and by the way, I'm making like a beef cottage pie because I'll have a few nights next week that I won't have Kurt's help. So I like to prep dinner that I can just like freeze, pop it in the oven so that when 3 of my kids are going crazy, I can attend to them and not cook. That is so mum coded. Harlow, have that back. I don't need that. That's how impatient I am. Nothing says busy mum like a double tap. How do I handle overstimulation? That's such a great question right now because I feel like I'm constantly overstimulated. I don't want to come on this life update video and act like I have it all together because I really don't. I guess the ways that I combat that, it's kind of tricky because I can't do these things all the time, but it's getting outside, going for a walk, going to the gym, being by myself. I think my overstimulation is stemming from feeling touched out, holding Harlow all the time and breastfeeding and picking up the kids, and having like 5 minutes of alone time is life-changing. Honestly, usually I would make it finer, but I do not have time. We're cutting it fine. Okay? So we can't cut it fine. We're cutting it fine, so we can't cut it fine. I should not be a YouTuber, I should be a comedian. Guys, got this question. How do you and Kurt keep the romance alive in your relationship with the 3 boys? Romance is dead in this house, and like it shouldn't be. Don't do what I do. I'm just being honest. It's the season. Like it's not gonna be like this forever, Harlow. I don't wanna be touched right now. Like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. If you've been postpartum, you get it. I have a 5-month-old with severe reflux who is attached to me at all times. Fox has just started school. There's big emotions. It's a tough season to have romance, but I'm completely aware that I do need to pour more into my marriage. Yeah, I'm not doing a good job at that right now. So like, I don't have an answer. It's just romance is dead in this house, but it will come back. It's a little seedling and I just need to water it and it will flourish into a rose. But right now the rose is dead. But at least I can't get pregnant. Going on to the next question because I know I screenshotted it, and it's, are you really done with 3 kids? Let's put this in the pot and we'll get back to that. Yeah, I feel like this was probably the most common question. Am I really done with 3 kids? Do I want a girl? I feel like there's so much to unpack in this question, and truly, yes, I have always wanted 3 kids, and it's just the number that I thought I would feel content at, and it ended up being that yes, I do feel really complete with 3. I don't want to say I had gender disappointment, because truly after everything we went through with our second pregnancy, I just wanted a healthy baby, but I did have a little sense of mourning that I would never have a girl. But no, I would never try for a, well, you can't say never, but right now I cannot see us trying for a 4th baby. I would never just try for a 4th to get a girl. I feel really, come here. I feel really blessed to have my 3 boys, and I feel complete, and I'm excited for the next phase of life. I'm now excited to grow up as a family together. I think I'm mentally now out of that season, but never say never, but honestly, never. Okay, I'm soon realizing that I can't do the 2 dinners in this time frame, but I have to make myself lunch. So I'm going to rinse some quinoa. Are you on an elimination diet? If so, how are you managing to eat enough and get nutrients? Yes, I'm still on the elimination diet, but after my last pediatrician appointment, he basically told me to go back on all foods. So originally I was off like coconut, nuts, eggs, soy, dairy, gluten, honestly, so many things. So he said, go back on everything so that he's getting everything through your breast milk, but don't have dairy and soy. The reason I'm on an elimination diet is because Harlow has severe reflux. We think it could be a lactose intolerance. And the second part to that is, how do I make sure I have enough nutrients? Because breastfeeding, you have to eat a lot of foods. I feel like I've shown a pretty good idea of that in my most recent vlogs. I've filmed a lot of our dinners and like my cooking videos. But on this elimination diet specifically, I've just tried to focus mostly on protein. So as long as I prep some protein sources and carbohydrates, like some potatoes, sweet potato, chicken, steak, then I'm kind of okay. I just have it all prepped in the fridge. Next question. Are you loving your house since renos? Any reno regrets? So for those of you who don't know, when we bought this house, it looked completely different. There was like a wall here. Everything was quite dark. Early 2000s, I guess. It was our first time ever renovating something. Surprisingly, I don't regret more. I feel like when you talk to someone and it's their first build, a lot goes wrong or they end up regretting a lot. So thankfully, that's not really the case for us. I do regret this window here. See how it has the 3 panels? It's like a bifold. These are minor things. I wish we had done one of those like awning windows that like opens up wide to the backyard, because I often have it opened, and I just think it would have like opened up the space more. So that, I wish I had put a bigger step on our pool, like a big shallow step for the kids to play. Aside from that, I am so happy with everything we picked. It's a good balance of like timeless, but still has a bit of character and flair, and it's not just like soulless, you know? Okay, I really I underestimated, overestimated. I just didn't realize how hard this would be multitasking this. So I'm not gonna have time to have my delicious Nourish bowl. So let's do 2 slices of that and humble our lunch agenda today. Our next question, do you think you guys will ever move? I grew up in the same house. Like the house that my parents live at is the house they bought when they got engaged. All of my family memories are there. It's an emotional attachment to that house. But I'm also scared of that. I do kind of want to move because I'm scared to have another house that's this emotional attachment, because I just can't imagine ever parting from my parents' house and like that not being a part of our family. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone. Kurt has moved around his whole life, so he doesn't have like deep connections to houses, whereas I do. So I don't know, yeah, maybe I could see us moving, but I wouldn't be upset if we never did. I don't know, we'll see. Stay tuned, I guess. Favorite age gap between the boys and why? I don't really feel like I can say yet, because the gap between Fox and Mally is 3 years. The gap between Mally and Harlow is 2 years. I feel like eventually I'll say 2 years, because the closer the better, right? But it was kind of all dependent on their personalities. Fox has always been really, really busy and requires a lot of attention and energy. So we really did have to wait 2 years until falling pregnant. So that 3-year gap is perfect for him, but Malachi is a bit more mellow and can independently play. Fox and Malachi are best friends. You cannot separate those two. For me, like a 3 or 2 year gap is perfection. What's been the hardest transition kid number wise? 0 to 1 1 to 2 or 2 to 3. 0 to 1 is nuts. Your life becomes so selfless. It's all about the baby. 0 to 1 for us was hard because, as you know, Fox was a love baby. We had no idea he was coming. Wasn't planned. Very much loved. We were so excited, but we didn't plan him. In our friendship group, no one else had kids. So going from being spontaneous with all of our friends to having a baby, like that's a major adjustment. 1 to 2, I think everything's an adjustment, but I didn't find it that difficult. I quite enjoyed the 1 to 2 transition. 2 to 3 has tested me. There's always like someone's upset, someone needs your help, someone needs attention. 3, the odds are not in your favor, but 2 to 3, it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, I need to run to my appointment. You're coming with me. While we're here, no, I still haven't gotten a new car. That was one of the questions. I'm still driving. This is a Range Rover Sport. I love her so much, but she's a 5-seater. And I feel like now that I have 5 people in my family, I need a 7-seater. Like if Fox has a friend over from school or I'm driving my niece or my nephew, I just want to have that like extra seat. But one of the questions, I love this because I feel like a lot of you are in this season now. What was your first pregnancy symptom with all boys? I think they were all kind of different. I actually feel the implantation pain. Google it. It's just very PMS-y, like lower back pain, really sensitive. I didn't get sore boobs or sore nipples with Malachi or Harlow. I think like honestly after breastfeeding Fox, my nipples have lost all sensation. I have nipples of steel. That was not a symptom for me this time. Okay, next question was how did we come up with our boy names? So when Kurt and I first met, like literally our first date, we talked about having kids and we both said we wanted 3 kids. I told him, oh, if I have a son, I really want to call him Fox. It's my favorite name. And as soon as he heard it, he was like, oh my gosh, I love that. Now, originally his name was going to be Fox Oakley. A few weeks before I gave birth, I actually had a dream of him. It was this little boy in the ocean and I was calling out to him saying, Fox Ocean, Fox Ocean. And I woke up and I thought, oh my gosh, that's his name. And I thought I was going to tell Kurt that and Kurt would be like, that's so weird, like we're not calling our son Fox Ocean. But as soon as I said it, Kurt loved it, so we changed his name before he was born. Malachi was going to be Koa. Malachi's name is Malachi Koa. And then we had a lot of health issues with him and were told to terminate. So this whole time I was calling him Koa in my mind. Maybe one day I'll open up about that whole situation. It's kind of like a testimony in itself. I kind of want to wait till Malachi's old enough to ask permission if I can speak on that. So park that for now. But his name was going to be Koa. And so when we decided obviously to continue with the pregnancy and have this beautiful baby who is our delicious Malachi, we wanted to change his name because I think prior to that I had built up this idea of who this Koa baby was and it is just not him at all. So we changed his name to Malachi Koa. Malachi also means messenger of God, and let me tell you, that is truly what he is. Everyone who meets him and hears his story, he is just such a testimony to God's grace and goodness, and I think there's no other name that was better fitted to him. He was almost called Gabriel and I had name regret for 3 weeks with him. I just wanted to call him Gabriel. The only reason we didn't is because I don't really like the nickname Gabe, but who knew we were going to call him Malachi and call him Moo. And then finally our last baby, Harlow, he was actually going to be Milo. I was set on it. I think he was going to be Milo Judah. I just reminded Kurt one night. I was like, yep, are we set on the name Milo? And Kurt randomly was like, no, it's not strong enough. I want my boys to have these strong names. I ended up Googling strong gender neutral names, strong boy names, and we came across Harlow, which means army hill. I thought it was like that similar cadence and like feel of Milo, you know, like the 2 syllables ending in the O, and I thought, you know, I'll just pitch it to Kurt. I thought he would hate it because I know a few Harlows that are girls. Anyway, as soon as I said it to him, again, like the ocean, he was like, yes, I love it. So he is Harlow Judah. Judah means praise. Yeah, I just think it suits him so well. I'm at my appointment. I have to go in like 3 minutes, so I have time to answer one more. How do you recommend finding your person? I love this question. First of all, be confident in who you are and be your authentic self, because if you want someone to fall in love with you, you have to be acting like yourself. Also, something that I actually did was hang out in the places you want to meet your person. Like, don't be a creep and like stand at the gym and like eye off people and like just be a weird creeper, but I wanted to meet someone similar to me who's into their own health and wellness, and that's ultimately what I ended up finding. So that would be, I guess, my condensed version to that. I'm really sorry if you felt rushed. I'm not trying to rush you. I feel like I'm just rushed in my life at the moment. So George is just at my house watching Harlow while I run into my appointment. But if you guys enjoy these kind of life update videos, I didn't even get to finish my dinner. I am killing it. I'm doing my best, okay? If you guys like this kind of videos, then I would love to answer the rest of the questions that I screenshot. Let me know if you guys would like a part 2 and I'll give you more of a life update. I love you all. Thank you for sticking by me in this tough season. We're slowly crawling out of the trench. Slowly. Gosh, I know. Stop. I know it looks like slop. No, it's really yummy. I don't like this judgment from behind the camera. Oh, it's just yum.
You're not invited over for dinner ever. It's so sad. But I hate to miss out on this.
Don't even look. Now I'm embarrassed.